What's up, everyone? Hope everybody's enjoying this sort of Convallaria gameplay and having a blast on the game. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a team comp where Hasna and Col work together in what I like to call the Aroma of Death, and they slaughter. There's no other two ways about it. Dual assassins kicking some major butt. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get into it. I'll show you what I do, how it looks. I'll give you a glimpse in a team fight at the end so that everybody understands how the team comp's supposed to work. Drop down in the comments, let me know your thoughts and what you think about it as I go through the video. I appreciate the feedback. So here we have Hasna. My Hasna is 1 star, rank 12. Regardless, I'm going to go over her abilities real quick. I've got a guide on her if you want to go check it out. Feel free to look elsewhere in the channel. For our basic attack, we got Murderous Phantom. Softest Flowers as a reaction. Scent Tracker as a passive. We got Scented Trace as a passive. And then her attack, Penetrating. For weapon, we've got Focus Wand. I've got Evergreen Pendant on her. And then Verdict of Justice. Now her partner in crime is Col. And this girl, this girl slaughters. So, for a trait, got Killer Instinct. We all know what it does. I'm going to throw a guide out on Col here soon, probably. We can go over that and take a look at it. I won't go too in-depth right now. For our basic attack, we've got Critical Strike. We got Eerie Footwork as a reaction. Wipeout for an attack. Omen of Death here as a passive. And then Perfect Assassin as our leadership aura, and that's pretty key in all of this. For weapons, we've got Void Stab, Maverick's Cloak as our trinket, and then, of course, the Temptation of the Devil as our Tarot Whisper. And then for the resonance, we've got the Sword and the Wand to bring it all in. Now, the key member of this team, or I've had a lot of fun playing with, is Recruited Assassin. That's our first team slot going out. This guy is an unsung hero. I think he's very much underrated, or maybe not well known throughout the whole community. I think there are certain people who know about him. He's definitely highly free to play friendly. I'll probably drop a guide on him as well very soon. Regardless, I'm going to go over quickly what he does without going too in depth on everything. So he's got a trait. Blade of Ambush, gains climb, increases crit by 25% when attacking an enemy from the side or behind. We're not really too worried about that. His basic attack is very much just the dual blade strike. This is basic attack, there's no enhancing it. His reaction is counter attack. We've got Hook Shot as an ability, Fancy Footwork as another ability, and Tenacious as his passive at the end down here. For his weapon, I like Senator Swift Sword. I think it's really good. I got Spring Pill as his trinket, and then we got the Double Pinnacle as his resonance. And then his Terror Whisper is the Guidance of the World, with that extra 4th slot unlocked for the cooldown reduction as well as the energy back per turn. Now for the next slot on the team, we got Butterfly. Butterfly's been on many of my team comps. I really like Butterfly a lot. She's a lot of fun. She spices up the game and creates a whole nother level of gameplay that I enjoy. So her trait is Dance of the Butterfly. Increases attack by 8%. At the end of the turn, grants 1 level 1 buff to 3 random allies within 2 tiles of the character lasting 2 turns. Her basic attack is Invigorating Strike. Gives 1 energy back. Defense. Her reaction is Defense Back Attack. And so when she's hit by an active attack, damage taken is decreased by 8%. When hit by a back attack, the damage taken is additionally decreased by 30%. And then we got Enchanting Dance, which is a move that really gives her a lot of value in my opinion. It allows her to swap places with another character on the field. And she gives a move buff to that character for doing so. This is the other ability I really like her for, and that is Dance of Encouragement. And so this gives lifesteal to all allies. It has a huge range of 5 tiles, and that lifesteal comes in at 30% and lasts for 3 turns. Really, really good. And then, of course, at the end, we've got her AoE heal, which is called Blessing. It heals all allies within 2 tiles and recovers 30% HP and converts 2 random debuffs into level 1 buffs lasting for 2 turns. Really, really good. For a weapon, we got Newborn Blade, just because of the pure HP that it gives, and then it gives a little bit of physical attack as well. And then I've got Fancy Hat on her because my plan is not for her to get hit. I want her to stay in the back line and stay away from being hit. And so we've got Fancy Hat on her for that nice immunity to disrupt, as well as that magic defense when she's healthy. For Resonance, we got Double Chalice for that healing buff and healing received buff. It's really, really good. And then for Terror Whisper, we've got the Course of Fortune, because we want those random buffs. We want her to do a little passive damage as an AoE, and then of course an AoE heal is the big buff that we really like off that. The next team slot's going to go to Nightingale. This is a very free-to-play friendly team. If you happen to have Col and Hasna, these characters are phenomenal. Her trait is Volunteer. AoE damage is decreased by 25%. If other allies within 6 tiles around the character are dying, it increases her movement by 2 and her speed by 200 at the start of turn. And the cooldown of all skills is decreased by 1. So she's like an emergency response unit, if you will. Really, really cool. I really like that trait. She's really solid for that reason. Her passive attack is Silencing Attack, deals 80% magical damage, and inflicts no active skills on injured targets before attacking. Her reaction is Protection of the Light. When hit by an active single target attack, damage taken is decreased by 30%. Her healing ability here that we're using is called First Aid. Single target healing heals for 80% HP. Notice that it doesn't scale off her magic attack, it's just 80% HP. And then next we've got Tranquilizer. It's a support and it's an instant ability, so we can use it and it inflicts sleep on the target for 2 turns. The only downside is you got to be right next to the target, pretty much. You can be catty-cornered to them, as you can see, but regardless, that's really, really strong because it's 100% sleep and for 2 turns. And then for the last ability that I've got on her that I like to use is Burning Grenade. It is piercing damage and deals piercing damage equal to 10% of the target's HP to all enemies within 1 tile radius around the target tile, and changes the tile into burning tiles for 2 turns. And so not only is this good, decent damage, but it's primarily going to be used for zoning and controlling the movement of the opponent. And I'll show you that in the battle. Now for a weapon, we've got Ink Totem because we want her to be able to heal a little bit more when she does have to heal, but she doesn't have to heal too often. You'll see in the team comp, or at least ideally she doesn't. It's all about zoning in this team and movement and trying to position correctly, and I'll show you. As a trinket, we got Mysterious Deflection Device, and that's going to reduce the range damage taken. That's important because, like I said, with Butterfly, I don't want these units to be in the front. I don't want them taking damage. I don't want them taking hits. Recruited Assassin is going to be like our blink tank, if you will. And then for her Resonance, we got Wand and Cup, so that we have a chance to get that engraving resonance anytime we run out of energy or anything like that, and we can reduce those cooldowns of some of these awesome abilities down there. And then for her Terror Whisper, we got Course of Fortune because I really, really like the AoE heal that she gets, and then as well as the other buffs and the AoE damage that she can pick up. The last slot on the team is going to go to Edda. Now, not everybody has Edda, and I understand. If you don't have Edda and you're not sure who to put on the team, I'm going to give you another option, which I went over in the last Hasna team comp, so I won't spend too much time on it. However, let's hit Edda really quickly. So, Edda has Catching Fire as a passive, increases her Edda's attack by 6%, and she performs an assisting attack on all enemies within 4 tiles of herself, dealing 30% physical damage. The skill can be used 1 time per round. Very solid. For her basic attack, we got Dispelling Strike. Reaction, we got Shelter Advantage. For the first ability, we got Wine Barrel Casting. This is the key here for Hasna's damage. She's going to lower that magic damage and help zone with that liquor. And then she's got Fortification, where she can instantly create a box. It's going to give her some terrain advantage, as well as help with that zoning. And then the last ability we have here is Guiding Gleam. Grants all allies within 3 tiles of Edda damage up 3, magic defense 2, and move 1, as well as dispels disruption. Really, really good. Really, really phenomenal. Now, for her weapon, I use a Meteor line because I like her attacks to do some debuffs. And then for her trinket, I'm using Disaster Bottle so that we can get those debuffs out even more so. And then for her Terror Whisper, we got Destruction of the Tower. That way she's doing more damage when her assisting attack is landing on our opponents. Now for that honorable mention, like I said in the last video, I went over this character, and that's K.A. Archer. And the reason you'd want to use her instead of Edda if you don't have her is because she comes in with a wonderful buff that she gets access to at rank 1, which is crit 2 up to all allies, and grants immunity to disruption lasting for 2 turns. Really, really big, really, really important, powerful ability. She's a shoo-in if you don't have Edda and you're looking for someone else to put in that role. K.A. Archer is the one that I would suggest. Alright, so now let's have a look at this battle. I'll show you how these units work. And in short, I'll just break it down really quickly. Cole's going to go and do his own thing and create some havoc elsewhere. And the rest of the team's going to go elsewhere. And we're going to use Recruited Assassin as our blink tank to draw the enemy in. They're going to focus on him. We're going to use terrain. We're going to use our abilities to zone to force them into him. And then we're going to stand back and from a range, pick them off and snipe them down. So as you see, we get started here. I love this map. It's nice and big and spacious. It's a really good way to simulate a battle. This team has struggles in tight areas and spaces in some ways. However, I'm going to show you how it can work in tight spaces if you zone the enemy correctly. So as we see right there, Recruited Assassin takes no damage, even gets a counterattack off there. And because of that, Senator Swift Sword, when he counterattacks, he's putting move down on those opponents whenever he lands those attacks. It's phenomenal. Here we go. Getting up on the high ground, getting our damage off. Boom. Hasna drops one. Assassin's at work. Get our barrel down, our liquor on the ground, help zone, and we buff. Nightingale comes over, a little bit of AoE heal. Doesn't take any action just yet. A little bit of damage on him, no worries. We throw the bottle down so we get the fire terrain to help zone and get a little bit of damage out. Butterfly comes over and switches places with Nightingale, getting her out of the trouble, and then pops a little bit of a heal. Cole's pulling all these other enemies over here. We drop down the flag Convallaria. Love that tactic if you don't have it. Hasna throws out more damage. One shots for almost 14,000. No worries for our Recruited Assassin. He's blinking all of that. We can't touch him. We debuff and we pop an attack. Edda hits really hard actually right there. Now Cole zones it, comes all the way over here just so we can make sure we get the positioning correctly. I don't want him taking too much damage. I want him to be able to pick off our enemies. He's got to get behind them and to the side of them in order to really be effective. Now it looks like we're getting overwhelmed. We got too many enemies here. Fear not. As long as you're controlling and you're positioning and you're zoning, you can do this. Cole comes over and dishes some damage. Not enough to get the kill. Gets pulled. Takes some damage. Not necessarily desirable, however, we don't have to fuss too much. Now we used our tactic there to make sure that Cole gets his next turn sooner rather than later. Good counter. Takes a little bit of damage. No worries. We heal that up. Blink again. A little bit of crowd control right there. Zoning right there with that liquor, getting it down. And we buff again. Flag Convallaria is allowing our abilities to come up a little faster. Cole starts to put in his work. Drop one, drop two. We blink that, no issues, counterattack there. We got it positioned just right where everybody wants to jump on him first thing. Counterattack right there. Then we get the blink. Allows us to miss and dodge one. We go ahead and give that tactic again to Cole, so we want him to go sooner. And we drop that wolf like it's nothing. Pick him off, no problems. Cole comes over. We take out the target that poses the biggest threat and also has the soonest turn. Buff our team again there. Perfect. We dodge those abilities. No concerns there. Hidden Fragrance is applied to the wolf. Recruited Assassin goes ahead and takes him out. We step forward to make sure we get our next attack off. We really want to get at that Agile Eye. That way she can't keep just popping at our Recruited Assassin from down there and never having to come up. Hasna takes a little bit of damage. We're not too fussed about it. A little bit of damage doesn't hurt too badly. Create another box. We heal right there. Recruit Assassin's back up to full. We switch places to get Hasna out of trouble and move back into position. Pop another heal. And we're back in like there's nothing ever happened. They come right in the Recruited Assassin and try to kill him. I think it's because he's a common unit. He's relatively weak. I think he's weak on purpose. The AI often targets him and he takes priority as far as what they want to hit. It works out great. Boom. Hasna drops her like it's nothing. She comes in, a little bit of damage, no worries. Next Agile Eye is trying to do the same thing as the last. We get our liquor down. And we throw some fire down there and burn her. Drop him like it's nothing. And as you can see, we really controlled this fight just by zoning and using our positioning as key. We step forward, drop the final hit. Boom. 16,550. So there you have it. Hasna and Cole. Aroma of Death. The Dream Team. Slaughtering dual assassins. Both these girls doing what they do best. Dropping enemies like it's nothing. Ton of fun. It's all about positioning. It's all about zoning and keeping control of those opponents. I really enjoy playing the game this way and using different people together and seeing what they can do, creating synergies and having fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gives you some ideas what to do with your team, with your Hasna, with your Cole, and maybe some value in some of these other units that you saw in the video today. Let me know what you think. Drop down in the comments. Leave me some feedback, positive, negative. I don't mind. Let me hear it. I'm interested in your thoughts. I want to see all of it. As a community, I think it's important we talk about these things, and it helps the game grow. It helps us enjoy our game more. With that said, that's all I got. I wish you all the best of luck in your Sword of Convallaria gameplay and all of your adventures. Take care. Take it easy. See you next time. Bye.